Now it's time to bring in one of the best. He's your friend and mine. He's got the rhymes that be flying. Don't let me hear you sighing, cause it's the pimp on a blimp, high on steak and shrimp, prime time 99, Alex Stein, here on the U.S. Report. Alex, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Huge night. But I want to ask about some craziness that's been happening in Washington with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now, you are a great fan of AOC, but she got a taste of her own medicine this week after she was confronted by pro-Palestine protesters at a movie theater in New York. Have a look at this.
You refuse to call it a genocide in front of everybody.
I need you to understand that this is not okay.
It's not okay that there's a genocide happening. You're not actively against it.
You're lying. And you're going to cut this and you're going to clip this so that it's completely out of context. It's man. And you're not helping these people.
TV.
And you're not helping them.
You refuse to.
You're not helping them.
To Alex Stein, they're just doing, these protesters are doing what she told them to do, because in a tweet from 2020, when she was encouraging voters to engage in uncomfortable protests to advocate for climate change, she said that people should go and take discomfort with the status quo and advocate for concrete policy changes and essentially get up in people's faces. Alex Stein is our friend AOC, just a big old hypocrite here.
Well, like most politicians in D.C., she's a huge hypocrite. And like they always say, be careful what you wish for. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So we need to go after AOC. And it kind of just shows you, though, James, you notice how triggered she gets? I mean, this is a serious subject, the Israel-Palestinian conflict. You know, obviously, she's not going to be able to fix it just herself. But the fact that she just runs away from her constituents so scared instead of just like trying to talk to them, she's just really a hypocrite to the nth degree, James. And me calling her a big booty Latina made me very famous because she wanted to be the biggest victim in the world. So this is typical of AOC's playbook, is when she does get confronted, she plays the victim. But we need more people confronting our politicians, especially people like AOC that are arguably the most famous politician. I think Vogue named her as the third most famous politician in D.C. So she's one that we definitely need to talk to and try to, I guess, get a better understanding of how she can actually put America first, instead of, you know, putting her personal agenda ahead of the American people.
But Alex, you're such a great advocate of doing something that I think, you know, the right has often forgotten how to do, which is to use A, humor, and B, some of this direct confrontation, which is something that the left has been very, very good at. You know, more broadly, beyond AOC, do conservatives in general miss a trick, miss a big opportunity here when they decide to be, oh, we're going to be very serious and talk about the policy and stuff like that, rather than, you know, engage with this sort of almost performative street theater that creates targets for people to rally around and also, you know, says to people, hey, conservatives aren't just a bunch of, you know, old guys hanging around the golf club bar.
No, James, you're exactly right. I mean, modern day conservatism needs to change from, I guess, just like the country club people, the good old boy, even though it is the, you know, GOP. So I guess that makes sense. We do want some traditionalism. But at the same time, I think that we need to have a populist movement that helps the American people, because I would say that more people would identify as conservative than they even realize, because people, they don't even know their own politics. Here in America, most people don't even know who Kamala Harris is. So when you're asking people to, like, you know, pick a side, people don't even really know what side to pick. So when you're a conservative and you're pearl clutching, we want to be more open and want to use different tactics, kind of like Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals. We do need to use some of the left's tactics that they're doing, that they're so successful with, and not be afraid to do it because we think that we're holier than thou or we're better than the left. We need to probably use the same tactics they're using if we want to have the success and have a political bright future instead of a dark nightmare.